It's the Eagle Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi, I'm Gary Shorman, and welcome to the Forum on Eagle Television. You know what? I feel really underdressed, Ryan, because you have your vintage baseball gear on. This is Ryan Gottschalk here, and he's with me on today's program. Ryan, you've been playing vintage baseball, and I just love the jersey. That's really cool.
Yep, they're pretty warm.
Yeah, I can imagine. And vintage baseball is you start looking back the history of baseball, but it really ties into some of the history of the Fort here in Hayes.
Yes.
And tell me, how did you get started thinking about vintage baseball?
Well, the Fort was a couple years ago. They did their 150th anniversary, and they thought about incorporating the old baseball game that they used to play out the Fort with the soldiers and stuff. So one of the guys, my uncle at the Fort, called me because he knew I still play softball and stuff, and so he said, "You got some guys that want to play? We got a team in Topeka that'll come play you." So that's how it kind of all got started, and then it was fun, so we keep doing it.
Well, you know, you look at this, you know, they talk about baseball being America's pastime.
Yes.
One of those things you can do really anywhere. What was the history of it with the Fort, going back?
I really don't know a lot of it. I just know the soldiers used to play it, and
I was reading a little bit about it, and that even the grass and the bases they had to move because they wanted to protect some of the grass and things like that, that it was really just put out in the field and you just played baseball.
That's how it was. Just wherever you found a spot, that's where you played.
Well, that makes it kind of fun. The other thing that was interesting, that I guess they had scouts to look out for Indians, because back in the day,
Yep.
You had to be careful of that, correct?
Yep, you had to be careful of everything.
Now, do you have to do that anymore?
Nope.
You
No.
don't have to have any lookouts or anything
The
like
umpire
that.
doesn't have a gun or nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Well, talk about the rules, Ryan. When you look at how you play, obviously you have the gear. There were some other teams that just recently got together and played out at the Fort as well. So what kind of rules do you use when you talk about vintage baseball?
The rules, the bases are 90, just like typical baseball today. The pitching, it wasn't overhand back then. We play 1860s rules, so it was actually underhand.
Was it a regular baseball or was it a softball?
The ball is, I should have brought a ball. It's kind of like an orange peel ball. It's a little bigger than a baseball, but smaller than a softball. So, and they're hard. There really was no like balls and strikes being called. Back then you kind of could take until you found something you wanted to hit, and now they kind of, if you take too many, the umpire will say warning, ball or strike or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the different from baseball. And then the other one is wherever the ball hits first is like, so if you hit the ball and then it goes, foul beyond third, wherever it hits first is what it is in vintage baseball. So it's a fair ball, so you play it. So like regular baseball, it'd be a foul ball. Vintage, it's fair. So you better be ready to move.
Be ready to move. So if that ball takes with one of those where it actually turns left or right, whatever, and it hits inside the base bat and then goes out?
Yeah, once it hits inside, they could go straight back. Hits inside, go straight back to the catcher. That's a fair ball.
And what about fences? Is there an outfield fence, or you just hit it
No
as far
fences.
as you want to hit it?
Yep, as far as you want to hit it, and as much as you want to run.
So how does that work if you're an outfielder? You just take off running and away you go?
Yep, just go chase it.
Well, on the infield, everything the same when you're playing on the infield?
Yep, rules. I guess one of the other different rules is if you overrun first base, if you get tagged, you're out. So
you have to be on the base,
yeah, stop
like
on
every
first.
other base.
Yep, just like all the other bases.
So who all plays with you, Ryan? Who comes down to do this sort of thing? And where do you wear this gear in the game?
We do. This is our uniform we play in. So.
No wonder it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot Saturday. Well, I have Travis Gottschalk plays, Jordan and Justin Gottschalk.
All people from around here.
Yep.
All people you know that you recruit to do this.
Lance Geyer, Jarrett Sanders, Ryan Post, Clint Brown. I'm going to miss a few.
And who do you play?
Tanner Wilhelm. We've had Topeka come up. We've had Emporia come up. We had a team from Colorado come into Hayes. And then in Memorial Day weekend, we went to Topeka and played kind of a vintage tournament down there. So we had Branson, Topeka, a team from Wisconsin, and one other team. Oh, Colorado was there.
So there's quite an interest in this.
Yeah.
Now, I would be a vintage player. You're not a vintage age player, so what's the makeup of those teams? Are they older, younger?
It's a mix. So some teams will be young guys, some are old. I mean, it's kind of people who just, like baseball, like the history of baseball. So.
And it's pretty competitive?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mix of competitive and / fun, It's, I mean, everybody's out there wanting to win and play hard, but yet, on the other hand, it's, it's fun. It was more of a, gentleman's game, kind of, not like today where there's no arguing with the umps or nothing like that.
Well, you can see, the outfit you have on, how it almost replicates the era where everybody's standing around, you get together, let's go play some baseball. And especially where you just put the path down, the bases down, no fences, and away you go. Yep. Where do the fans, do they stand along this? Yeah,
they sit along the sides. They, like in Hayes where we played at the fort, they just bring in their lawn chairs and they just kind of sit along, back a little bit, but, there's a few balls that get into the stands or where they're sitting.
And when you do that, for those of us that know the fort, where do you play on the fort? Where's that, in the middle?
Right in the middle between, like, I don't know the exact buildings, but right in the middle there's this barracks. So you come into that visitor center right there. Right behind there, and it's kind of a perfect.
You break any windows?
No. Nope, not yet.
And how far can you hit a baseball like that? That's
a good question. I would say 350, 400 feet.
Long way then.
Yeah.
And especially if it's coming in on as an underhand, is it like a fast pitch or a?
It can be either. It can be slow or it can be kind of fast. So kind of some pitchers we face will throw faster, some will throw more hard.
I assume there's probably not a lot of movement on the ball either.
No, not much. You could throw a little bit of a knuckleball, but other than that, you're not going to get it to do much. There was really no seams back then to get it to break. So.
Well, Ryan, hold on. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're talking vintage baseball here on the Forum on Eagle Television. Back after this.
Be one of our weekly winners through football season with the Wolf Furniture Gallery's Gridiron Glory. Players go to HayesPost.com to pick weekly winners in the NFL. Prizes will vary. The best at season end will claim the grand prize, a complete living room set. Register at HayesPost.com in the contest section. Football season could pay off big with the Wolf Furniture Gallery's Gridiron Glory. Presented by Wolf Furniture Galleries, Eagle Marketing Solutions, HayesPost.com, and Eagle Radio.
Is someone in here with us?
Ghost Hunters is back with a new team, better tech, and more answers.
This is my favorite part of the night.
We had to flee our home.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I've chased the truth. Only with the truth can I truly help someone.
Whoa!
Ghost Hunters returns Wednesdays at 9 on A&E.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? MidAmerica Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
It's the A Street Liquor Top Tailgate Contest on HayesPost.com. Show your Tiger Tailgate crew flashing the A Street Liquor Tailgate Cup and you could win. Don't have a cup? Then get to 8th Street Liquor to get your tailgating supplies and get a cup for free. Okay, so you have the cup. Get to the game. Grab your crew, snap a picture, and enter on HayesPost.com. The picture with the most votes wins a prize from A Street Liquor. It's the Top Tailgate Contest on HayesPost.com by A Street Liquor, where the good times and tailgating start.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum here on Eagle Television with our guest Ryan Gottschalk and talking vintage baseball. I want to remind you, if you have any questions, ideas, some thoughts for future programs, let me know. You can send a note to gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. like to hear from you. Ryan, we were talking about vintage baseball, and you have your vintage baseball. Your team is Post 9.
Post 9.
What were there's some other funny, I say different language that goes with vintage baseball versus other. What were some of the other teams called?
Yes. So the teams' names?
Yeah. Do you have any of those? Because
Topeka was the Westerns.
Okay. So they had some different names that went with are they all kind of historic names, probably?
I would assume so, yeah.
But there were also different names for the players. Yeah, tell me about that.
So the batter is a striker.
A striker, it makes sense.
Yeah, the pitcher is a hurler. The fielder is a ballist. An out is called a hand, not an out. You get 3 hands.
You get 3 hands, yeah.
Yep.
And was it the fans were called cranks?
Cranks,
Cranks, yeah. That probably fits today's world of baseball too for doing that. And what about keeping score? What did you do there for scorekeeping?
Just the old chalkboard.
you put a run up, 2 runs.
Write it in after the inning.
Do people score a lot of runs? Is there a lot of runs in this?
Yes.
So it'd be like 19 to 17 the score, the kind of thing?
Yeah. So typically, probably 25 runs or so, yeah.
Wow, that's because you guys are such good baseball players,
that
right?
Or no gloves.
Or ballist, I guess. They call them ballist and all that. And are the position names the same as well?
Yes.
So first base, second, shortstop, all that stuff is all the same. So. I know if you want to find out a little bit more, Hayes Post had a story on this on September 16th. You can go into the search feature there, type in vintage, it'll pull up vintage baseball, talks about what you guys do there. Are you doing any more games later this fall, or are you finished for
We are done for this year.
This year, so next year we'll look something next fall, and maybe even have you back, or at least a reminder for people that are out there to go and watch some really cool vintage baseball that from late 1800s.
Yeah, 1860s, so that's the rules we play.
Wow.
So probably in the springtime and then the fall we'll play. Usually we do 2 a year here in Hayes. So.
And if you want to go and take pictures with Ryan, will you show up with your jersey on and do that?
Yeah, we're always there with our jerseys.
That sounds great. I know there's a photo on Hayes Post that shows your team from an earlier that has that chalkboard on it. Really goes back a few years, and I'm really proud of you guys for going and really recreating a fun part of our history.
Yes, thank you.
Ryan Gottschalk has been our guest here on the Forum program. Thanks to you for watching. The Forum's brought to you by Hayes Med and by Eagle Communications, our community connected.